Hi, this is Michael at TV Radio 1972 with my first radio review of 2023, the XHDATA D-808 World Band Synthesized Receiver. I bought this at Amazon for $96 plus tax and $2 shipping. This particular seller basically usually had just one in stock at a time, but it was sold at a lower price than the RadioWow seller. They had sold it for $108 at the time when I purchased this a couple months ago, but now I'm not seeing it listed on Amazon anywhere. So if by any chance you can't get it on Amazon, you can always try eBay. But here's the box, and a very nice box, a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but has a picture of the radio, and you can pause and look at some of these features. I'm not sure how clear that's going to come in, but I'll read some of them. It has single sideband, both upper and lower, so you can separate the sidebands. RDS, you can set the FM frequencies. There's 4 different ones. Let's see, there's a sleep timer. It's FM stereo. Auto tuning storage. Medium wave tuning steps, either 9K or 10K. 500 presets. 50 memory pages. Let's see, it operates on an 18650 lithium-ion battery. Signal strength to noise ratio. And it is a DSP receiver. So, on the top, there's nothing. On the bottom, there's some icons here. The FCC logo here, made in China. On the sides, all it says is D-808. And in the back, it shows another picture of the radio, and it has the specifications. I'm just gonna keep it like this, and you can pause and look at that, because I'll go over these later when I go over the kickstand. They also give the dimensions in metric millimeters, but I'll give the dimensions in inches since I'm in the US. So I will take the contents out of the box. Now, they wrapped it pretty good. Not only bubble wrap, but a separate sleeve. So, that's pretty neat that they did that. And then there is also a wire, external wire for FM, shortwave, and airband. About 9 to 10 feet, approximately. And then a micro USB charging cable to charge your radio. It comes with the lithium-ion 18650 battery, which is replaceable. And then we have the manual, which is basically just English. And then it comes in this nice pouch. Feels pretty decent quality to me, so I haven't used it yet. I've used another case for that, but I digress. So there goes the box, and I'm going to show you the radio, but first I'm going to put this acrylic stand here because I misplaced my other stand, and actually I bought this acrylic stand from Amazon recently. I believe it was around $20. And here's the radio. Now, before I give you dimensions, I'm going to do some size comparisons with two radios that actually have to do with the XHDATA RadioWow. They're basically the same company, but here it is, the XHDATA D318BT, which is FM and recording, line in, line out, line-in recording as well as Bluetooth recording and radio recording. It's FM only. So we have that. And then its sister radio, Radio R108, right here. And I put it to use a lot. I bought this a few years ago. This has the blue light. This one has an amber light. So a definite difference in that. And the R108 is now sold as a Celadon, and I believe the D-808 does too, although I haven't seen any under that brand on Amazon. Only the R108 is sold as a Celadon. I think that's how it's pronounced. So if you see it as a Celadon D-808, it's pretty much the same company, so no worries there. Dimensions: 6¼ inches in length, 3½ inches in height, and 1¼ inches in depth. There's a 26-inch antenna. And the speaker grill here is about 3 by 3½ inches, which means the speaker is probably around 2 to 2½ inches. So, pretty decent speaker there, and sounds pretty good. And then we'll go over the radio itself, starting with the front here. We have on-off button here. It also works as a sleep. And you can set the sleep there. And then there's your LCD display right above it. Battery indicator, time, temperature when it's off. Then press the... I had to press one of these buttons. I thought, oh, display. Press the display button, and it shows your alarm while it's off. Amber display. Then, of course, to the left, you have your speaker grill and XHDATA logo. As far as the buttons are concerned, you have the FM. You long press, and you can set the FM. Either 87.5, 87.0, 76.0, 64.0. I prefer 87.5 because I don't go that low. In 87.7 is the lowest in my area in the United States. Then you have your time set. You can set the time by long pressing it, and then while the radio's on, you could do your AM bandwidth, FM stereo button here. Alarm, you can set the alarm with this button. And then the display button is here. And then right over here, you have the long wave, medium wave. You can also long press the set whether you want to have long wave off or on. I'm putting it to off because the only long wave that's available in the US are basically non-directional beacons, and I can't even get any. I've gotten some Canadian ones, but not off this radio, though. And that's all there pretty much is. Europe is where the long wave actual broadcasters are. So, long wave, medium wave, band button. Then you have your keypad here in the middle. Now, just 1, 2, 3 here. Then we go down to shortwave. You can cycle through the meter bands with your shortwave button. And then 4, 5, and 6. You long press 5. You can set the beeps, but I prefer the beeps off. And then you have your airband button. Then you have 7, 8, 9. The light you can turn on and off. I prefer it off. Better for the camera when I record. Then your frequency button where you have to press frequency, then key in the frequency and press frequency again. Then your 9, 10 kilohertz step button where you can long press and set it to either 10K or 9K. I'm 10K because I'm in the United States. And then your page button here for your presets and memories. They're all put in pages, which is okay. I prefer like just one constant page, but I understand why people want to use pages, so that's fine. Then you on the right you have your SSB button, single sideband, and then you have your info button, which also acts as upper sideband, lower sideband button. Now upper sideband, lower sideband, that's for everything except FM and well, basically, it's long wave, medium wave, short wave. That's what it's used for. And then your info button is basically for the RDS on FM. And then your tuning up and down buttons. You can also long press to scan. And then on the right, on my right, I should say, you have your tuning wheel. You can press to go either fast, slow, or stop, or long press for the squelch. And then you have your fine-tuning wheel here to really fine-tune these stations. And then your DC input 5-volt jack here, micro USB, by the way. Now on the back, there's your 26-inch antenna. And behind it, if you go up top, there's a little space in which you can rotate your antenna practically all the way 360. Glad they did that. Fanny case here, and then your kickstand, which is pretty decent, thick kickstand. They did a pretty good job with it, and it locks in. Now, if you go over the frequencies on this kickstand, FM 87.5 to 108, but it also says 64 to 108. That's just 2 of the 4 settings. Medium wave, 522 to 1620 on 9K steps, or 520 to 1710 on 10K steps. Long wave is 150 to 450 kilohertz. Airband 118 to 137 megahertz, and then your shortwave is 1711 to 29999 kilohertz. Made in China, and some logos here, including FCC logo. Now, the battery door. It's not hinged, but it comes with an XHDATA 18650 2000 milliamp hour 3.7 volt battery. Now, it only takes button tops. So if you're going to replace these batteries, it has to be button top. Now, polarity, the positives go to the left. And then on, like I said, nothing really on the top. And then in the bottom, you have rubber feet as well as a reset button here to reset the radio if anything goes wrong with it. And then on this side of the radio, you have your wrist strap lanyard here. And then your external antenna jack here. And then volume up and down wheel. And then your headphone jack. Now, headphone experience. There is low-level hiss at both 0 to low volume. So, even at low volume, you're going to get hiss. Plus, there's a popping sound when changing the bands. Now, when you use speakers, there's also a flaw there too. And that is, there is low-level hiss on speaker as well. So, it's not as noticeable, but you're going to hear low-level hiss when you have 0 volume on the speaker as well. So, yeah, the headphone jack and the speaker is a little flawed, but those kind of things didn't keep me from buying this radio or keeping it. So, anyhow, let's turn on the radio. I'll put the antenna up because I want to go to FM first. Now, what I'm going to do is change to FM. Now, I can press the button and it has auto or mono. Auto is when you put headphones, it's you can hear stereo. And then mono, it's just plain old mono. And then the display button, well, when I get to an RDS station, I'll show you. But I'll show you this station just to see how well it does on distant stations. Then I'll keying a few locals. W248BW, New York City, that is an FM translator. It's Radio Freedom FM, which is Russian language. So it does get those low power stations. I want to go to 101.5 next.
I ran a 5K once. The cause was stop 5Ks. They're just dangerous. People get out of breath. Stop them. No, but that doesn't even count. That's not cool.
That is WKXW, Trenton, New Jersey, 101.5. But I think it's mixing in with a station that could be WPDH Poughkeepsie, New York, possibly. It sounded like it was rock, but I could be wrong, because WKXW is just overpowering it right now. And then let me try 99.9.
Today's best mix. Star 99.9.
Star 99.9, WEZN, Bridgeport, Connecticut. So yeah, it does get those semi-local, and it can catch distant stations as well. Unfortunately, I bought this after E-Skip and Tropo season were over, so I would think this will do a good job during Tropo or E-Skip, later in the year. But I also wanted to show you some presets. I'll just do 3. Oh, sorry, I have to press page 0 because that's where I got it. Oh, there it is. WNYE, New York City.
Of nature, climate change. You're listening to Here and Now. Did you know that film
always gets done? For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away.
All right.
And the ones keeping business moving.
Now, that's WINS-FM, New York City. Simulcast 1010 wins in New York. Now, if I press the info button, it'll show various text, data for applicable, news format, and then your station slogan. So, and I believe 93.9 WNYC-FM also has that. I do it by pressing the info button. There's the RT reading, date, travel. Now, it says travel, and I think there's a reason for this, because this RDS system is not made for the US. There's a different set of RDS standards in the US, and then others in Europe. I think this RDS system is made for foreign countries, mainly in Europe. That's why you're seeing travel instead of public radio. And that is all for that. So what I'm going to do right now is give you an FM reception report. I got 59 stations, 44 okay to good, and 15 weak signals. So it is a very good FM radio. One of the best out there, in my opinion, with only the Eton Elite Executive outdoing this. So it is up there. So consistently good FM performance. I love it. And now let's try the AM. And since I already have a distant station on, somewhat semi-distant, WJDM, New York City, excuse me. WJDM Mineola, New York, that's about 30 miles away. I'll try 540. That is WBWD, Islip, New York. That's about 50 miles away. And it's coming in good. And then let's just go to 600.
Dreading that 95 traffic, worried you won't make it home in time for the nightly news? WICC has you covered. Immediately following Connecticut Today with Paul Fuselli.
WICC, Bridgeport, Connecticut. So it does get those distant stations, but let me take you through about 3 of them that I put in presets. WFAN, New York City.
We have the latest technology, experience, and most importantly, the expertise to show you how to lower your future.
Money's pretty good on the radio. Sean Hannity is on right now. Jesse Kelly, tonight from 6 till 9 on 710 WOR.
Around Samantha Scrow. She also happens to be a graduate of Plaza College, a fine institution which puts a lot of effort into creating the next generation of terrific grand jury reporters,
WABC New York, and I'm going to go with one more, 1250 WMTR, because that's a music station, just to show you how it is on AM. WMTR, Morristown, New Jersey. Now, as far as the bandwidth is concerned, the bandwidths are 6, 4, 3, 2.5, 2, 1.8, and 1 kilohertz bandwidth, so I keep it at 3. So, and another thing, which I didn't do for FM, so before I do that, I'll show you what the fine-tuning is. Fine-tuning is 1 kilohertz steps on AM, but you can also use the slow speed and get that same 1 kilohertz tuning. And then you have stop, and then fast is 10 kilohertz steps in the US, 9 kilohertz steps in other countries. So that is all for the AM. Now FM, which I should have showed you before, fine-tuning is 10 kilohertz steps, while fast tuning is 100 kilohertz steps. So both the fine and slow tuning is 10 kilohertz steps, and the fast tuning is 100 kilohertz steps on FM. Now, AM reception. During the day, I got 52 stations, 30 okay to good, and 22 weak signals, so it's one of the best out there, almost at the level of the Eton Elite Executive. And at night, I got 102 stations, not counting graveyard frequencies. I never count those. 54 okay to good, 48 weak signals. So it will really get those weak to faint signals. I forgot to tell the time. We're at 3:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from the northeastern part of New Jersey, or 2025 UTC. But you probably already know that by looking at the clock. So, just wanted to tell you that. And right now, let's go to shortwave. Now, shortwave, I'm going to use external antennae, which, by the way, my Cato T1 wire broke, so I bought an XHDATA AN80 instead, and I'm going to plug that in and tune in the shortwave bands. Now, shortwave, I just want to see 1 kilohertz steps on fine tune and slow, and then 5 kilohertz fast, and then on single sideband, the fine tuning is, I believe, in 10 hertz. I think it's 10 hertz, but the fine tuning goes to 100. No, so it's from 0 to 99 in either direction. That's what it is. So we have that. And then I can go upper or lower sideband as well. And now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to key in some stations. Let me see if right now I can get CB.
Okay, man, catch you later, man. I gotta go get my vitamin D. Always a pleasure. 212, goddamn.
Well, the solar flux is pretty high. It's in the 150s right now, but Conditions are pretty iffy today because of solar storms. So, when it's good, it's good. It's doing a good job right now. Let me see if I can get WWV. No. WWV Fort Collins, Colorado on 20 megahertz. Let me try 15. Signal strength indicator here. Let me see if I can get 10. Nah. So I'm getting 15 and 20 megahertz as far as the WWV is concerned. Let me see if I can get CHU. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, CHU Canada. 7850 and 14670. Nope, 14670. No, not getting 14670. And I'm just gonna key in some stations right now. Let me try 12160.
Trying to prepare for Russia's collapse. Oh, this is from Foreign Policy. Yep.
Too much music in the background, but that's WWCR Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm gonna scan down. I can press and hold and scan down, or scan down individually like this. Gonna see if I can get some. 12050.
Magnífico y otra vez el mejor jugador del partido y es un golpe, en este caso sí, yo creo que a la liga, porque si Marcelo quería tener alguna opción debía por...
Let me try this. I'll put on upper. You can use the fine-tune button to fine-tune. I'm not going to have time to do hams, but I've had videos out with hams on it, so I just wanted to demonstrate to you the single sideband. And then I wanted to see if Radio Marti or 11965. I think that's Radio Marti.
El otro día ganó de forma bastante cómoda contra el Empoli, de nuevo marcó Osimhen, el delantero nigeriano.
Okay, and that is it for the shortwave. I kind of have to go quickly because I'm already 28 minutes in. This is probably going to be a good 30 to maybe 35 minutes, this video. So I'm going to go quickly through the Airband. Now, the Airband is the same thing with, let me check shortwave bandwidth. It's 4, 3, 2.5, 2, 1.8, and 6, so it's all the same. It's the same 6, 4, 3, 2.5, 2, 1.8, and 1 kilohertz bandwidth. So, and this is air traffic control. This is from Teterboro Airport, by the way.
Teterboro departures must comply with all altitudes. Restrictions as published. Advise on initial contact if unable to accept the route departure. All pilots follow noise abatement.
I'm going to try to see if I can get some frequencies here.
17,000, normal speed for carrier 3436.
Something.
Center United 305, passing 7,000 for 11,270 heading. Direct line 17,000 United 305.
All right, that's pretty neat that I'm getting some airband activity. Now, I'm doing this during the day, so instead of at night because, well, I'll give you the reasons in a separate video, but I'm reviewing this during the day, and I'm going to give you final thoughts, by the way. My final thoughts, I like this radio a lot. As a matter of fact, in some ways, I like it better than the Eton. In some ways, first of all, the display. I like the amber display it has. I also like that you can just fine-tune with a separate button, with a separate wheel. I like that a lot. As well, I mean, it gets stations either as good or almost as good as my Eton, so you really can't go wrong with this receiver reception-wise. The page function could be a little better. Having to press page and then the number, it kind of, like page 2, it's a little difficult to do. I'm trying to see page 1, page 3. I had this, but, oh, page 01. And then page 0. I forgot how to do it, but yeah, so the page function's a little difficult, but like everything else on, including the bandwidth options, the display, RDS function, even though the RDS is really made more for Europe than the US, but that's fine. It still gets your call letters and all that, so I'm fine with that. The sound from the speaker, it's good if you have enough volume, but low to 0 level, you'll get that hiss. And on headphones as well. The popping sound when changing bands on headphones is also a flaw on this. But otherwise, I like this radio a lot. And as far as a rating is concerned, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10, 4 stars. It would probably be a 9 out of 10 had the speaker been a little better. That was keeping it from giving it a 9 because of that speaker and the popping noise on headphones. But everything else seems great. So, I hope you enjoyed this review of the XHDATA D-808. Have a good week, everyone. Stay safe. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.